Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, all right, okay, stop. Stop talking.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're meeting with a couple of divorced parents that are losing the fight against their daughter becoming a dropout, basically, and let's say their parenting styles are a bit weird. Keep watching to see just how bad this whole situation is, but without further ado, let's just meet these parents, shall we?
Her dad was around, and he'd bring her places, treat her relatively decent. But he wasn't around for the important things.
So Dr. Phil asks the mother, in her eyes, why her daughter seems to be kind of going off the rails lately, and this lady just goes straight to belittling her ex-husband and placing the full blame on him. Yeah, that is a great way to start it. There's probably no fault of your own in this equation, right? I mean, you were just a perfect mother, but your terrible, terrible ex-husband was the one that always had to work and missed her school events. This is off to a terrible start, but let's keep going.
There's been name calling indicating that he doesn't want to get her to get fat. He doesn't want her to be the type of kid that can't see her feet.
Well, if that's true, this guy is one to talk. I mean, I'm not going to call anyone anything, but that's like the pot calling the kettle black, basically. Like, man, look in the mirror. If you're going to be shaming your teenage daughter and calling her fat, that's just not right, bruh. You shouldn't do that in the first place, even if you are healthy. I mean, that's a time where she's probably most sensitive about how she looks. I mean, being in high school and all. And you're just diminishing any self-confidence that she might have had by saying stuff like that. So way to go. Great dad.
He's called her
that's not
a
true.
bully.
A bully, yeah.
There's a lot of things.
She just listed off like 10 different things, and all of them he just repeats over and over. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Like, oh yeah, wait, I actually did call her a bully once. Yeah, that one's true. Like, at least he fessed up to one of his shortcomings. I'm not saying that he's the only one to blame for his daughter, kind of turning into a little punk, but you'd think this guy would be a little bit more self-aware and be able to at least call himself on some of these bad things he's been doing.
So this is the problem.
In all fairness, 80-20.
This woman is ridiculous. She's trying to take the high ground and, seems self-aware. And before that sentence was done, I really thought that she was going to say something along the lines of, I am much to blame as well. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes in the past. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. But instead, she says it's 80% his fault and 20% mine. Like, at that point, you might as well have just not said anything because, now this lady looks like an even bigger idiot because she wasn't self-aware enough to realize that she has a big part in this too. There's no way it's 80-20.
She has allowed your daughter to date two felons when she was 14 and 15 years old.
That's absolutely correct.
Well, yeah, I'd say if that's the case, then this woman has more than 20% responsibility, like I was saying. She actually knowingly allowed her daughter to date two separate felons at 14 and 15 years old. How are you going to possibly spin that to make it look good, lady? Like, seriously, what are you thinking? Most moms probably aren't even letting their daughters date at that age, at least not seriously, and you're just leaving her to the wolves, bruh. That's not a very smart idea. I'm leaning more towards a 50-50 split between you and your husband at this point. Ex-husband, I should say, sorry.
You videotaped your daughter for 45 minutes and posted it on YouTube with the title, An Entitled Child.
When will parents learn that humiliating their child by posting videos of them as a form of punishment does nothing but absolutely embarrass and destroy their self-esteem and nothing more? Thankfully, my mom was never a crazy person and social media wasn't really a thing when I was a kid, so I never had to face this because I'm sure I had some freak out moments that would have gone viral, but still, like, how do parents film their children freaking out or being brats and then upload it as a way to show off how bad of a kid they are? Doesn't that reflect you poorly as well? Like, that will never work. If anything, it will just make the kid even brattier in the future. These parents are total morons, dude.
I've been doing this for too long. I'm too old. There are not versions of the truth.
So now Dr. Phil's popping off because it was actually the father that posted that video of his daughter being a brat, and he was claiming that the video was uploaded in private just on YouTube so that he can show his family how she treats him because some of them doubt how big of a brat she actually is apparently. But now the ex-wife is saying that he actually did promote it on Facebook, his own personal Facebook let alone, trying to get everyone to watch so that he could humiliate his daughter. Either way, that's just super weird for one, and Dr. Phil is over over this back and forth that these two have been having, where one person says something and the other person just talks over them saying, "That's not true, that's not true." Like, seriously, can you morons please just tell the truth, or at least get close to it? I think people don't realize that you won't make any progress on this show by not telling the truth. You're just wasting time and precious resources at that point.
I'm not denying that it was on Facebook.
Yes, you are. You did. You
Well, you're
spent
saying-
time denying it. You've wasted 5 minutes of time denying that it was there when in fact it was there.
Now this thinning-haired doofus is over here triggering Dr. Phil by playing the semantics game, which I've told you guys he obviously hates. He did in fact upload this to his Facebook, even though he spent the last 20 minutes, it feels like, lying about it and saying that he didn't. This would be so frustrating. If I was Dr. Phil at this point, to be honest, I would just kick them off stage and just, go on to the next segment. They even have the daughter of these two backstage, and she's blurred because she's a minor and didn't want to be on the show, which I can understand. Why would you want to have your crazy parents all over Dr. Phil's show in the first place? But she's like spazzing out whenever the dad talks because he's lying through his teeth about just about everything. Dr. Phil is even over these two already. He's just letting them fight back and forth at this point and looking into the crowd blankly. I always joke about it, but these are those moments and those times when he must be really focusing on how big of a paycheck he's getting for this season, since he has to put up with stupid people like this all day.
But you have controlled her mind. Your passive-aggressive manipulation on this child is the reason why she's the way she is today.
So now Dr. Phil is trying to show these people what it's like to be in their daughter's shoes, and he basically rips a clip from their filming earlier where these two are fighting over their daughter and trying to, blame each other for messing her up like they always do. That seems to be the only thing they fight about, and he plays it literally on loop for like 3 minutes. I'm not even joking. This is to signify how it's basically never ending for this daughter and how she is unable to leave this loop of her parents fighting, but it's just so annoying. Like, I would be so salty if I was in the crowd having to watch this for 3 minutes over and over. Like, I paid good money for this ticket. It doesn't help these two have a weird, annoying accent too. That just makes everything worse when they yell. Like, I'm sure this was an effective thing to show them, but Dr. Phil, you don't gotta be out here looping videos like that. You're gonna make us all go crazy, okay? You guys should honestly thank me for sparing you from this. You can still go find the clip on YouTube, but it is annoying.
So guys, real quick, I have a super fast challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
They're going to let those consequences start landing. You need to start making better choices.
Yes.
So now Dr. Phil has the teenage daughter of these two parents here on stage, and he isn't going lightly on her either. Just because her parents are fighting all the time and kind of terrible people and being terrible parents doesn't exactly excuse her. I mean, she can't be out here causing a ruckus and being a punk either. It explains why she's acting this way, of course, but there's still no real right for her to be like that. I just feel bad for her, like she's caught in the middle of these two, and I'm already incredibly annoyed at these two parents. Think about that. It's only been a few minutes that I've known of their existence. Imagine having to be raised by them and be around them 24/7 fighting like this. This dad is even so creepy that he put up security cameras in front of the mom's old house to monitor them, even though they aren't even together anymore. That's just a really, really weird breach of privacy, and after all that I've heard about these two, I'm convinced they are just flat out terrible parents. Oh, and the dad had actually laid hands on his kid before. How trashy is that? Not only is he a creepy weirdo that posts videos of her freaking out on Facebook so that he can flex to his family and friends and mock how crazy his bratty daughter is, he has also hit her before when she is acting out of line. As if you needed further evidence of this dude just being a total trash human, but still, this whole situation is just terrible, and I'm surprised Dr. Phil is being so willing to help these people after they have spent the whole time bickering back and forth and not making any progress. Like, that's super disrespectful. You're on this show for a reason. Let's talk about some real issues and try to get through them.
I tell her these things, and especially about the she doesn't learn type of thing when it comes to my dad, bring my dad into the picture.
So it sounds like even this daughter is over having her father in the picture, since apparently every time her mom allows him to be back in the picture, he just hurts her, and obviously who would want to keep getting hurt like that? It seems like this dude is clinging on to every possible thread he can have to keep himself close to his daughter and be in her life, which is understandable, but he's so weird and mean that he just messes up every step of the way to where his daughter just truly does not want him in her life.
Your daughter is going to wind up in jail.
So here Dr. Phil is even warning these parents that if they don't change their ways like right now and stop being so toxic to each other 24/7, then their daughter is just going to accept that as being her life and accept that her life is never going to be that good and will probably end up in jail or possibly even worse. And that is totally true. I mean, if this girl is surrounded by hate and anger whenever she sees her parents, that's all she will know. I mean, it's not like she's going to be turning into Bane from Batman or anything, but still, she's definitely going to begin to accept a lower quality of life and just tell herself that, you know, that's what she deserves. I can honestly say they've continued to mess up pretty badly though, so I doubt just being on Dr. Phil will be enough for them to turn the tides. But maybe I'm just being pessimistic, who knows. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you thought of this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out.